don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true.
The lady on the screen before you is a lady by the name of Annaleigh Andrews. And what we're going to hear might be disturbing for some. So we're going to say it up front. Your discretion is advised, because if you have the kind of heart and soul that is normal for people who have a sensitive and caring things when it comes to certain individuals, you'll understand in a minute. I'm just trying to make sure I don't say it before we get too close into it. You might want to sit down for this one. It's a little rough, but I just want you to be aware. This is one of those ones we're not going to be laughing a lot on because it's deadly serious. All right, let's hear it.
He's just a hair young. And, well, you're being an educator, not supposed to do that, but it's really the age.
Isn't he 15?
I mean, it's a middle school. What kind of sicko?
When disturbing messages between a Texas teacher and a middle school student surface online, detectives step in to investigate, but her sickening admissions are far worse than they could have ever imagined.
Now, remember, I said that to be careful. What you're about to hear could be disturbing and sensitive and all that stuff. Now you know why. And this is not going to be like Megyn Kelly, where we're going to say that, oh, it's 15, it's not like it's 9. Oh, it's 15, it's not like it's 8. Just because it's 15 is okay because it's not really. You get what I'm saying? We believe that it's definitely is, especially at 15. So now you know the preface for what's going on. Brace yourselves.
I just saw your hair in the cookie jar.
The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. On July 19, 2023, the Nacogdoches Police Department receives a call from district officers at McMichael Middle School.
Hey, we've got a situation where a teacher has been, I guess, having an inappropriate relationship with a student outside of school, and it just came to our attention. Another kid here at the school showed the principal over here some Snapchats that were corresponding between the child and the teacher, but we believe everything's been happening during this summer break out in town.
The messages, anonymously posted to Facebook 4 days earlier on July 15th, show conversations between a student and 24-year-old teacher Annaleigh Andrews, a reading interventionist who was just hired by the district for the recent school year. Investigators contact the student's mother, and she arrives at the police station unaware of the shocking discovery.
For those of you who might be thinking this is new, this has been going on for a while. We just didn't have the modern amenities to get caught. Many teachers back in the day, and I mean, don't tell me about back in our day was so much better, didn't have the, oh no. It was definitely happening. In fact, it was actually praised, especially when it came to the male student. The male student was always propped up as, man, you good, man. Look, you getting it, man. Tell me, I know you can't look at me and tell me I'm lying. I know for a fact you can't do that. In fact, they used to get all kinds of props if they could get an adult female teacher to talk to them a certain way. Y'all remember that? Whether you believe it or not, that was what we would call illegal. So again, Snapchat and all that stuff might be, to some people, a bit too much, but in this case, it served a good purpose.
We've looked at these messages, and they are obviously a little concerning, maybe even a little inappropriate. So I want you to look at these. They're messages from Snapchat. Are you familiar with Snapchat?
I don't have it.
Well, these messages are from Snapchat, basically, which is an application that you can send messages and pictures and videos back and forth to someone, and these messages and videos, after a certain period of time, they disappear.
However, it appears that someone was able to gain access to the child's Snapchat account, as at least 12 screenshots were captured and 2 chats were deleted.
What grade is your son in? I'm sorry, I'm not
He's
familiar.
going into the 9th grade this year.
Okay, so he's going into the 9th grade, and how old is he?
15.
15. Did he just turn 15?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when did
21st.
Allegedly this is a grown woman.
I would think he would have a sense of right from wrong.
Yeah, he might have enough sense to know right from wrong, but what if the right and wrong is skewed? What if everybody's telling him, man, it's a good thing, bro. It's good. Don't worry about it. Look, you getting one of them grown women, blah, 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 blah. That's been talked about a lot. You see, a lot of the things that happen with young men is that they get pushed to do some of the most carnal things, and it's praised. And it's not looked at that way the same way when it comes to young girls. See, an adult male going after a young girl, easily spied, easily sought out, definitely wrong. An adult woman going after a teenage boy, unfortunately for society, it's not frowned upon enough. In fact, it's rarely frowned upon. In fact, a lot of the time, society will actually praise the young man for getting what he got. And again, it's still illegal and very much just as sick as the male going after the female.
We really want to stop this from happening further. Like,
Yeah.
we're taking the initiative to do this. We don't want, if something is happening, we want to stop it now. We don't want it to progress.
I mean, that's a middle school. What kind of sicko?
Yeah. We agree.
Yeah.
We definitely agree.
Though school is out for the summer, investigators are able to intercept the teacher, Ms. Andrews, as she arrives on campus to turn in computer equipment. The evidence made public is already damning, but her own admissions will soon expose the full, horrifying truth.
Hey, hi, Abby. I'm with the police department. My name's Detective Ball. I'd like to visit with you for a few minutes. Have you got a few minutes for us?
I think so.
Do you mind talking here?
I'm a little busy, but
Okay, sure. Let's go in here. Long story short, I know you're in a hurry, and we don't want to hold you up. One, you don't have to talk to us.
okay.
You know you're not under arrest or anything like that.
Okay.
But do you know what we're here about? Something's come up.
I mean, I'm not really sure.
Tell us about it.
The mistake I made was letting him contact me,
Yeah.
and we just talked, and I didn't think anything of it really. He sort of started to make me feel uncomfortable. And
Woman, stop lying. Please stop lying. Okay, look, we're gonna do a lot of things here, and we jest and we joke and we jive turkey even sometimes, but he made you feel uncomfortable? I want to make sure I get this right. You, the adult, allowed a teen, 15, to contact you. You did this. And before anything could even get to the point of uncomfortability, you didn't shut it down. Okay, all right. Something tells me that you're going to say something to contradict that very stupid statement in a second here. Just a thought. I mean, who am I? I'm not a future predictor or nothing.
And after I could tell that was how he was thinking, and also just getting some space away from the situation.
Right.
I went on vacation. I applied to a totally different job. Actually, I'm going overseas now to go volunteer on mercy ships.
Notably, Ms. Andrews' resignation letter was submitted on the same day the screenshots were shared to Facebook. In the email sent to administrators, she describes traveling overseas to teach at a small academy for children and considers returning to McMichael Middle School in the future.
Was he a direct student of yours, or was he just in the school and he was just that guy?
He was in the school.
Okay.
He wasn't one of my students.
Okay.
During his forensic interview, the student explained he first met Ms. Andrews when his friends told him to go to her classroom, when he should have been in jazz class. It was there they exchanged Snapchat information.
Told ya. Now, you're cold watching this with me, by the way. But my mama told me a long time ago, she said, friends will take you, but they ain't going to bring you back. You listen to the wrong crowd, you get yourself in some hot water. Now, I'm not saying that the kid didn't want to as well. But again, the adult knew better. Kids do dumb stuff all the dang time. Some do it knowledgeably. Some of them do it without knowledge, but they do dumb stuff all the time. Some let their newly found superpowers in the sexual revolution lead them down the straying path, kind of like this kid. But again, the adult should have known better. And the adult doesn't seem quite adult to me. And if I read what I read right before, she seems to be wanting to use the name of God as well. Okay, listen, you could do a lot of things. And I'm just a warning. You can do a lot of things, but trying to use the name of God while sexually exploiting a young man, you might get Jonah. You might find Jonah to be a really relatable character if you're going to go on a ship across the sea. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't cross God like that. There are tons of earthly people you can do this to. I would not pick the one guy that got jurisdiction over everything you do, like life, death, flesh, bone, spirit, all of it. I'd stay away from that one. Like, I just wouldn't play with it. You know what I'm saying? Just something to think about.
I probably said some things that I shouldn't have said.
Understatement
to him, but nothing criminal ever happened between us. And I don't know what he said. And it's just really frustrating. I don't know what I was accused of exactly.
Yeah.
Following the Facebook post, Ms. Andrews messaged the anonymous poster on Instagram.
I bet.
In her message, she wrote, "Who are you? What do you want?" The anonymous person replied, "I know what you did." While Ms. Andrews denies anything criminal took place, the detective hints that he knows more about the situation than she realizes.
I mean, you know how you were a teacher when the kids, you catch one, just for example, hand in the cookie jar. I just saw your hand in the cookie jar.
The messages suggest the pair met outside of school on multiple occasions. In one exchange, Ms. Andrews arranges to pick up the student at his home, and he writes, "Park in front of the house like last time."
We only were at his house. I mean, I just picked him up from his house, so we never really spent a long time there.
Did you go inside?
I did go inside once or twice.
All right, fine. Hey, do you see us going, oh my God, we're just talking. Well, hey, this is not the end of the world. We just gotta.
Just really, I just have a lot going on right now. I'm about to get on a plane.
Again, remember what I said. This whole thing, we're going to get through this.
In other messages, they agree to meet in parking lots and even at a local Domino's.
Domino's? Just across the street from my house.
Okay. What are you thinking right now? What does it sound like to you?
I'm going to go on a limb and stop it right there and kind of give you probably where Mama head really at. And I'm going to predict what she's going to say. She's going to say, I want to do something, but I know I can't. But what she's really thinking is if I ever find that lady and if I ever get my hands on her, that's what she's really thinking. Genuinely, trust me, it's a parental thing.
Could be somebody that's old enough to drive.
Ms. Andrews also writes, "Just say you're going to hang out with a friend."
For a good 2 weeks, he was spending a lot of time out of the house, which is weird for him because he's normally just in the house and on the game. But it was right around the time school let out, so I thought he was just hanging with his friends. Wow.
Y'all first see each other for the first time. Does he show interest in you? Do you show interest in him? How did this kind of get spun up so quick? Or has this been going on for the whole last school year?
No. So, I'm obviously I'm not an idiot. I'm sure, part of me in the back of my mind, probably knew that he might, for me or even try to do something, but I just thought that I just assumed of course I wouldn't do that. Of course that wouldn't happen.
I don't want to be insultive, but I do want to point out the obvious, the elephant in the room, if you will. No, you definitely are an idiot. I will tell you right now, that's probably not the term you shouldn't call yourself. Of all the things not to call yourself, that would be the one. Having myself being the father of a 15-year-old, I do understand that there are some 15-year-olds that can look not 15. My son being one of them, a very, very adult-looking 15-year-old. But if you look at his face, it's 15. In fact, if you look at his face, you would think 13. You know, somewhat. Has a little bit of hair. But his body-wise, this Derrick Henry, okay? Shouldn't be Derrick Henry, but is Derrick Henry. He will truck you, plays football, big dude. Whoa. Still 15, though. You get what I'm saying? Like it's not even like you can blame this on what you see. You knew. So yeah, that the word idiot does apply to you. And 100%. If there ever was a mascot for it, it'd be you. The amount of gymnastics and mental circles she's running in to make herself feel like she's not the one that's in charge of this is crazy.
I just was uncomfortable. And I only knew him and not the other kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure I was partially uncomfortable because I shouldn't have been there. But I was just lonely and wanted someone to hang out with.
Let me ask you, how many times did y'all meet?
I think, I mean, I'm just trying to I didn't count, probably 3 times.
Three, sure it wasn't a little more than that?
I don't know. I'm not trying to think of a number. I just don't really remember.
Less than 10?
Oh, much less than 10.
You don't know the number. You can't think of a number. You're not thinking about numbers. But 10 sound really bad. It does. 10 sounds horrible. So you definitely want to say it's less than 10. I can understand why you'd say that. Oh, no, for sure less than 10. Never. 10. 10's a lot. I would never do that. 10. Who does that? That's a sick person.
5-ish?
I think it was less than 5.
Less than 5?
But according to the student, the two met outside of school approximately 6 or 7 times.
Met at his house. Where else did y'all meet?
And the other place we went to the park, whatever park is sort of in that area, and there were some other kids there, and it was just was just so stupid, and I felt uncomfortable the whole time, and I didn't even know why I was there.
Because he's a smooth talker. He is. He knows how to speak to attractive young lady. Hey, listen.
It sounds really stupid, but and it also I had gotten to know him as a friend.
He's a good kid.
He's a good kid, and I am just too open, and I'm too I'm too trusting and too nice.
I understand the tactic of the officer. I really do. I do. You want to get the person to be believing that you're on their side. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry. And again, this is probably why I'm not a police officer or an interrogation guy. I couldn't. No. Okay, again, logic alone should tell you that a 15-year-old off limits. Male 15, no go. Not happening, no 15. Okay. The mere fact that she's talking as though this is something that everyone should understand. The conversation was just so, and he was just so, and it just was. Okay, let's be honest. You think a dude could have gotten away with that excuse? The young lady, the 15-year-old girl, and you're 25. No, she just talked so persuasive, and she was just so nice. And the first term would come out everybody's mouth: pervert, sicko. Well, I'm gonna do everybody a solid, and I'm gonna plant that squarely right here. Pervert, sicko is what she is. You knew to do with 15. I don't care how smooth he talk. A smooth talking 15-year-old is still a smooth talking 15-year-old, which is still illegal. Smooth talking illegality is what this is. You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Okay.
And that I hate to have learned that lesson.
Those are not bad traits to have in this 2023.
By the student's recollection, the first time he, quote, hung out with Ms. Andrews was at a place she took him to, which he calls the mansion.
So at his house, at a park, where else did y'all meet?
The only other place was we went to a property I have. It has, it just has, it's just a nice place to hang out, I guess.
Yeah.
Ms. Andrews explains the vacant property belongs to her mother and is occasionally rented out to guests. She'll later take the investigators to the mansion so they can see it for themselves. But as the messages reveal, hanging out was far from the only thing they were doing there.
There's mention of drugs. I'm like, Grandma, what?
Now, we did learn a little bit about and it's not legal in Texas yet. Every other state, just about, it's legal, but we saw a little about some smoking. What's going on with that?
Yeah, tell us.
He brought it and he offered me some.
Is she 24 or 2? Like, I'm confused. Did she just take the number 2, the number 4, and those were actually ages she was at, mushed them together and came up with 24, but she ain't really 24 in her brain because she sound remedial. I don't care what nobody. First of all, if y'all think gloves should be on for people who are what she is, a pedophile, I'm no gloves on here, none. You, ma'am, are an adult. Him, ma'am, not. So not only did you take drugs and use it with a 15-year-old, you talking sexual to a 15-year-old, and now you're trying to act like I didn't know. I was just. I guess I was just. Any man that would doing this, you'd think he has some mental issues, right? She do it? Not so much? No, she definitely got some mad problems. Something tells me that we're going to hear some really disgusting stuff in a bit here. That's just me. Just a thought.
I said yes.
They'll just smoke together like people smoke? Okay. That was his. I'm talking about marijuana. Are we talking about the same thing?
Yes.
No cocaine or meth, none of that nonsense. Okay, all right, good.
But based on the child's forensic interview and the more cryptic messages, investigators are certain something far worse occurred between them.
How many times did some sort of inappropriate sexual event happen? How many times are we talking?
No, don't cry. No, don't fake it now. Talk.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Like 3 times.
3 times. Okay. Fair enough. If you're 3 times, you're pretty sure on that?
So
3 times. Okay.
I'm not quite sure.
But here's the important part to this. Out of those 3 times, did you ever force him?
No, I said no. I said no.
Okay. Did you ever trick him into doing it?
No.
Did you ever say, I'll buy you Domino's pizza
I said no the first time, like a bunch of times.
Okay. Well, no, keep in mind, we have to ask these questions because we have got to weigh, are you this horrible monster or are you somebody that made a silly mistake?
While she's adamant she said no multiple times, according to the child's forensic interview, Ms. Andrews was the one who first initiated the inappropriate physical contact. Still, she tries to explain to the investigator that it was the student who made advances and it was unwanted.
So y'all are there. He gets personal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you open up to him?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
Or does it progress from there?
He tried to kiss me and I backed away.
Okay.
And he, obviously I didn't get up and walk away, which is what I should have done, but I was still just uncomfortable and kind of pushing him off and saying like that I didn't want to do it. And, he was just really hot and heavy, honestly. And he was just saying that like he was almost done and he just wanted to do it. And it was kind of in that moment that.
The more she talks, the more I believe the dude's account of everything. From here on out, I'm putting my cards on the table. L0 of what she says do I believe-o. I don't believe nothing she got to say from here on out. Anything she says is a lie. Everything. Every kind of excuse she come up with from here on out, lies. I'm gonna say, I'm just sorry. I can't believe her. You don't look me in the eye. You fake crying. All of a sudden the tears are gone. You take him to a remote house. He tried to kiss you. You wouldn't have been in this situation had you not had intentions. So just stop. Okay. Just stop.
Things happened.
Was that
It was
the
just really
first
quick.
sexual encounter? Okay. Believe it or not, these type of situations happen frequently. Here's the whole thing. He's just a hair young. That's the only thing that makes this why we're here. You understand that, right? And
Copper, I listen to me, Copper. I hope you're only saying that to get more out of her. I really hope to heavens above, to the good Lord himself, that all you're doing and saying that for is because you don't really mean that. I hope you don't mean that shit. I hope a tad. I just really hope so. I hope this is all just to kind of coerce, to get her familiar, get her to say more. That better be it. That better be it.
And well, you're being an educator, not supposed to do that, but it's really the age.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you know how old he is?
I understand.
Do you know how old he is?
Yes.
How old is he?
Isn't he 15?
Although Ms. Andrews is correct that the child is now 15, by her own admissions, their meetings took place during the first 2 weeks of summer break,
14.
when he was still only 14 years old.
There you go.
Hey, it's okay. Look at me. Breathe. It's okay. Have we freaked out? No, we got a job to do. Now, if he was like 13, that's really bad.
No, it's still really bad. I couldn't lie like that. No. Copper, listen. That is really bad. No, it's all bad. All of it is 100% nasty, disgusting, vile, gross, bad. 14, bad. 15, bad. 13, bad. It's all bad. Every last bit of it.
This is not, it's illegal. I'm going to say, but it's not way crazy. It is illegal. It is. But I've already told you, when we get through talking, you're going to go about your way.
Now seemingly more at ease, Ms. Andrews begins sharing additional details about other encounters.
By that time, I was just in the wrong mindset, and so it did happen another time.
And that was, when I say 50-50, both parties agreed to this?
Yeah, if
Okay.
that.
If that?
If that.
You were apprehensive, but went against your better judgment and
Exactly.
Okay.
By this time, I didn't say no as much.
You didn't say no at all?
I mean, I did tell him that we shouldn't do it, and but I did say I was always antagonistic about the situation, and saying that we shouldn't do it, but in my mind I wasn't aggressive enough.
Or is he using protection?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Lord knows where he got it.
According to the student's forensic interview, before bringing the child to the mansion, Ms. Andrews stopped at a CVS and purchased the condoms herself.
Quite antagonistic, I can tell. Man, you so against it. I agree with you, girl. Get that antagonism on. I've always been antagonistic about things and just completely find a way to get it done. Every time I become antagonistic about something, trust and believe, I will find a way to do it, even though I'm against it, because that's what antagonistic means. No, antagonistic would be the opposite of what she's doing. So she wasn't antagonistic. She was welcoming. Welcoming is a word you want to use. Yeah.
After several encounters on the trail outside the mansion property, the used condoms would be discarded in a nearby creek. Additional acts took place inside the house itself.
We were in a room with a carpet on it.
Okay.
And then at some point, he moved me to the bed that was inside.
The room with the carpet is outside?
It's in the air-conditioned garage.
Oh, okay, okay. So, did you say he took you into a room with a bed?
Yes.
Okay. Be correct about this because it matters.
Okay.
From the transition from the original, the touching, to it's obvious he wants to have sex until the act.
Mhm.
Is he forcing you?
He just didn't really give me much of a chance to say no. I mean, he was just really forward and like hands-on, you know what I mean?
No, we don't know what you mean. Considering that it happened more than once. Now, hear me out. If it was hands-on, you didn't like it was inappropriate, cops. Right away, I made the mistake of even giving the man the inclination that something was okay with, and he took advantage. Cops didn't do that. Went back multiple times. Your whole idea of coercion and force and hands and little strong arming, bullshit. Liar. Prison. You are a liar.
I mean, he would forcibly do things, but not in a violent way.
The investigator then asks what they would do after each encounter.
I mean, we would just
smoke a doobie,
spend time together, just talking. And
As couples do. I mean, a couple
for
that,
lack of a better phrase.
for lack of a lot better phrase, but yes, as people that have somewhat of an interest in each other do, that are in a
I
relationship.
suppose so.
Well, I don't agree to it because that's again lack for better words.
After asking her permission, Ms. Andrews agrees to take the detective to the mansion where the incidents took place. While waiting on a camera to photograph the location, he asks Annaleigh to share more details about the volunteer group, Mercy Ships.
It's Christian and it's like a supportive environment.
I bet.
So, I wanted to be somewhere where I could, mature and have,
more kids,
spiritual support and, people around me that I trusted and, just to grow as a person and as a teacher.
Right.
And so I would be staying there for 2 years.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
With the detective's encouragement, Ms. Andrews seems to believe a 2-year trip abroad is still on the table. She'll later learn that her next destination won't be overseas. Once
it will be somewhere. She'll have a bed for sure.
the camera arrives, an officer begins to take photographs of the property.
Now, is this the bedroom we were talking about earlier?
Yes, sir.
Did y'all ever spend any full nights out here or just?
I mean, we were out pretty late, but never a full night.
And the main thing, what we have to look at, obviously this place is not like what we're normally used to going into. If we walked in here and there's a broken lamp and glass and marks on it, and we're like, okay, sir, was there a struggle? Was it him? Was it you? That's why we've got to.
Okay.
Don't read any more into it than what, that's the deal. This is more about just to say we're doing our job.
I understand.
Sure.
That makes sense.
The air-conditioned garage she earlier mentioned is also photographed. The room contains twin bunk beds, stuffed animals, and a ping-pong table, seemingly designed to appeal to children. Once they're finished, investigators ask Ms. Andrews to voluntarily hand over her cell phone, and she agrees.
Does anybody else know about what's going on?
My mom knows.
Tell your mom.
Yes, sir.
What advice did mom give?
What advice did she give?
Run.
I mean,
Did the right thing?
she just told me to do the right thing.
The right thing in her mind would be to run, go overseas, get 2 years, be around more children, learn how to do this to more children. There's a difference between remorse and being caught. This is what you call the I got caught phase. This is not the I am remorseful. I'm sorry. This is never going to happen again. Please take me to jail. So for my consequence. No. This is, but it wasn't all me. I didn't know. But. No consequence, please. She don't think she's wrong.
The following morning, Ms. Andrews sent another email to administrators, resigning from her teaching position effective immediately. The student's mother also returned to provide consent for investigators to perform a forensic examination of her son's phone. It was then they discovered further messages that revealed the identity of the person who screenshotted the messages and uploaded them to Facebook. The student's girlfriend, after logging into his Snapchat account, discovered the messages between him and Ms. Andrews. She was able to piece together the identity of Annaleigh after seeing a separate group chat in which the student admitted to his friends, "I just a teacher." She then posted the messages online and confronted Ms. Andrews herself, also accusing her of victimizing other students. When Ms. Andrews returned to the station to retrieve her cell phone, she was questioned about these accusations.
Don't be offended, but I've got to ask you this. Has anything like this ever happened before with anybody else that's not quite old enough?
No, sir.
And, I mean, if it has, let's get it over.
hasn't.
It has. Okay. All right. Well, give me a word on that.
I promise you.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you.
No evidence was uncovered that any additional children were victimized. Hours later, police arrived to arrest Ms. Andrews at her home.
Hi, Miss Andrews. Is Annaleigh here? Are you Annaleigh? You mind stepping outside for me real quick?
Yes, sir. I don't have these on.
All right, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to need to put your money back for me, okay?
So you're going to go to county jail, so you have to get a bond, okay? So I for me, please, okay? There are several felony warrants, okay?
I know it's kind of a tough situation, but it's going to work itself out, all right? Try and breathe and stay calm, okay?
She can't take any books, nothing. No Bible, no nothing.
No. Don't worry. You don't need the Bible to pray to God. She good. Don't worry about it. She good. No, she is. She's completely fine. If she wants to repent, he's right there with open arms and an open ear, waiting for her to talk to him. She definitely don't need the book for that. She knows him already, right? Because she was going to a retreat to get all that done. So she already have an open connection. That's what y'all say. If she ever feels like, really handing over her life, do it on your knees and scream out. He'll be there to hear you. However, it won't be on a boat and it won't be around kids. You can do that all by your lonesome in the jail cell that you'll be occupying, which is where you belong. And you should be okay with that because you know what you did.
I have a Bible in there that you can ask to read.
In August of 2024, Annaleigh Andrews pleaded guilty to 4 counts of sexual assault of a child under 17 years old and 3 counts of online solicitation of a minor. On April 8, 2025, she was given a concurrent sentence of 2 years at the Texas Department of Corrections with 44 days credited for time served and fined $5,000. She must also register as a sex offender. If you'd like to see select new videos or...
This is just me. But she got off easy. That's just me. She got off easy. I think a male in that position would have gotten a lot longer time. And I think that's bull. And I'll say it till the cows come home. A man gets caught doing the exact carbon copy stuff that she did. You'd be surprised at how much time that man would have gotten. And he'd still got the registry. I just think it's skewed just a bit, just unfairly skewed. But she's still a sick individual. He was 15. In fact, you knew he was 14 because you probably more than likely talked about when his birthday was. So you knew he was 14 years old when you were doing all the things you were doing, whether he looked old or not. The same excuse we know. Just because she looked old don't mean she's legal. I think it should apply equally. You're just as perverted, just as sick, just as disgusting for doing it. Well, maybe the 2 years might help you. I don't know. Maybe 2 years will make you straighten up and fly right. I just think it's not enough time, but that's just me. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think she had more time. Let me know if you think the mother should go back and try and get her sued after she gets out, personally. Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing what you got to say.
One wrong move turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favorites, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up hype. Everything judge in plain sight.